Hi y'all, I'm Allison, and I'm a little nervous because tonight I'm going to be starting Hemlock Island by Kelly Armstrong. This is the spooky box from Once Upon a Book Club, Halloween edition. And there are going to be presents to open. I know the presents are going to come really fast in this one. The first one's on page 15, so we're going to just dive right in and hit the ground running. This is actually going to be my first horror book of the entire month of October. I've read some mysteries and some thrillers, but no horror yet. And I'm a little nervous. So of course I waited until it's dark and it's super cold outside. We're down in the 40s, which is why I've got my sweatshirt on again. But I am looking forward to this. We've got a divorced couple. She gets Hemlock Island as part of the divorce, and she's been renting it out. Her renters have fled, though, because there's a whole bunch of strange things going on there, and blood and claw marks inside the guest room closet was the last straw. So our main character is going to be going there to investigate. She's also bringing her niece along with her. Then her ex-husband finds out that there's issues on the island, so he comes with, I think, one of their high school friends and some other. Anyway, there's going to be 6 of them, and they're going to get trapped there because the boat, the only way they can leave, something happens to it. So that's all I know about it, and I don't want to know anymore. I am really looking forward to this. Like I said, a little nervous too. All right, our first gift is on page 15, so I'm going to dip my toes in, and I'll be right back to let you know how it starts out. So I made it to the first little post-it for the gift, and I kept reading. I was enjoying it too much. So we're actually going to open 2 gifts. But first, I'm really digging the story so far. It's just like one of the horror movies that I prefer to watch. And of course, right now I'm failing to come up with an example. But, that, like I said, we know these 6 people are going to be stuck on this island. And some things have happened. And the creep factor is just starting. One thing I was relieved to see that even though her ex-husband is there, they had an amicable divorce, as much as possible. So there's not all of that anger and resentment and everything. They still care about each other. And the person who came along with her ex-husband is the ex's sister, who was actually Elaine's friend through high school. So he's the younger brother. So anyway, it's a good friend dynamic. And the other 2 people was another one of their friends, Lainey, sister Jayla, and then there was a third girl, Sadie. So they all ended up there, and it's Sadie's brother, who happens to be a cop. And then the niece, who is 16. The niece is actually being raised by Lainey because Lainey's sister had passed away. So anyway, there's our cast of characters. And like I said, I was kind of dreading if they were going to have, all of that bitter resentment and anger and everything with exes where one's talking down to the other. And there's none of that. So very glad to see it, which is why I wanted to give you all the layout of how everybody relates, all the people that are stuck on the island together. So I'm really loving it. And this is Kelly Armstrong's first horror novel. Y'all may know her as the author of the Darkest Powers trilogy, and then there was another one. I forget what the name of that series was. But anyway, I just read this one recently and really remembered how much I loved that series. So I'm excited to continue on with this. But before I read any farther, let's find out what the first gift was. It's on page 15, and we got this little bitty bag. I hope these gifts are going to be as good as the sweet box. That's the other Halloween box that Once Upon a Book Club does. And I just read and unboxed that one in my last video. The gifts were really good on that one. So let's see if this one's going to live up to that. So got it open. And we have These are actually cool. I know what's going to happen once again. It's 2 sets of shoelaces. And look, it's got like little skulls on it. So they're nice long shoelaces with actually metal for the, I forget what those are called. And let's see the other pair. I'm not sure what that image is. What is that? Is that a spider or an eye? I'm going to go back to the book and see what was on the page. Because all the gifts have something to, it's something that's in the story itself. Oh, she's just describing what the girl was wearing. Dressed in her Hemlock Island sneakers, tights, and a baggy men's shirt. So these are the shoelaces from the sneakers, which I thought was that's a cool gift because, you know, you can always use shoelaces. I have a feeling my daughter's going to steal the skull ones from me, and that's okay. So those are cool. And I also got another gift on page 53, which is this one. Ew. Okay. It's a set of 2 pillowcases. What does that say? Oh, spooky. That is cute. And I'm glad that they didn't, that was included. I'm not going to tell you, but it's a part of the book. They were tying it in. Okay, so those are those 2 gifts. I am currently on page 61, and our next gift is on page 92. So I will be getting to that soon. Okay, I am going to continue reading. So far, I haven't chickened out and gotten all scared and everything, but it's definitely getting there. Everything's starting to amp up. So I'm going to go back to reading and see what happens, because the boat's already gone and things are already starting to happen on the island, and they know they're trapped there until the morning. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm back and I am really enjoying this. In fact, I went past my stickers. I couldn't help myself. I will say that until I think it was until I reached the second, I think the second sticker, maybe it was the third. Anyway, the first part of the book, it was really feeling more like a really good mystery thriller. It didn't necessarily have the horror vibes to it. So while there are some stuff going on, it didn't necessarily have the scare factor to it yet. And once I reached those stickers, it is starting to turn, and things are definitely getting creepy, and you're wondering what's going on. I'm not going to tell you too much about the story because I don't want to ruin it. This is one I think that you definitely want to go into blind. Finley says hi, by the way. But I am really enjoying it. I will say this. There is a history to all the people that are on the island, aside from, the married couple, of course, or the divorced couple. But there's some background that I can't wait to find out what it is. So it's just been hinted to so far, and that's kind of the mystery aspect of it, plus what's going on the island. There's all sorts of things happening, but I'm not necessarily scared yet. I have a feeling that's going to change. All right, let's open up the gifts, and then I can get back in and finish this because I really want to know what's happening. This is a really good one. Okay, let me grab the gifts. In fact, let's go over here. Okay, on page 92. Oh, there's skulls on the box. It's a lantern. Okay, it requires batteries. No screwdriver required. All right, I'm going to go grab some batteries. I will be right back. Okay, got batteries. Where is the on? Right here. Ooh, nice. It's got 2 brightness levels. This is going to come handy in a power outage. I had one from an Owl Crate box that was supposed to be from Camp Half-Blood, and I lost it. That thing was awesome when the power went out, so I'm so excited to have a new lantern. In fact, now that I have one, my old one will probably turn up, because that's usually how it works, right? Okay, since I did read ahead, we've got one last gift. And that's on page 145. I think I just got a paper cut. That's scary. Okay. I got a new sign. Something this wicked this way comes. Their boat was named Wicked Witch, I think. So that is awesome. I can put it on my bookcases. I am really happy with these. Okay, I am going to get back to the book and find out what's going on. I want to find out what's in their past and what is terrorizing them on the island, because it's really ramping up. I will see y'all after I do that. That little stinker. I am not exaggerating at all. Lily. I don't know, can you see her? She was standing there in front of her squeaker toy, just staring at it. And as soon as I hit the record button, the camera will beep when it's recording. At that second, she started squeaking her toy. I knew it. I knew she was doing it on purpose. And, here comes Finley. I think they just want to be in videos, too. So, okay. Pets aside, I finished Hemlock Island. This one was... Let's see if he'll let me hold him. Ow. Okay, you gotta let go and I'll get a better grip. Ow. Okay. This was a bad idea. The book. It was a strong 4.5, all the way up until the end. And then we got to the reveal on what was behind everything. And it ruined it for me. So, actually, I'm going to put down the cat. It's making it hard to think. It's kind of all over the place. So, it was really good. Like I said, up until the end, when, you know, the explanations for everything started, and I don't like the way it went at all. And I didn't like the ending. I thought it was... It just ruined it for me. I think it was the premise of the ending. And I don't want to spoil it in case somebody else wants to read it. I will say this. It started out definitely as a mystery thriller type book. And I was liking the mystery of it and the thriller and everything. You know, I was really enjoying it. And then after I checked in with y'all, like I said, then it was starting to build more on the horror. And it definitely went more the horror route. Although there was never any point where I was fully scared by the book. You know, I wasn't like getting that creepy, wanting to look over your shoulder kind of feeling, which is what I was kind of hoping for. But it was still, you know, it was pretty up there. And the way the horror aspect of it, I thought that was original. I did like that part of it. I will say there is a lot of gore in it, which I was surprised by. But that didn't necessarily bother me. It wasn't on the level of like Grady Hendrix Horror Store. I don't even know that I finished that book. That one was just too gory with the torture and everything. That one was not for me. This one didn't reach that level of gore, but it was still quite gruesome. But I don't know how I can explain my issues without actually spoiling the book. Our main character, Lainey, she takes blame for things that aren't necessarily her fault. And that's kind of a common theme throughout the whole book. You know, there are instances where that is made quite apparent. And the ending falls into place with that. And I didn't like that aspect of it. It's really hard doing these without spoilers. Okay, so for me, the ending felt a little bit rushed, but that wasn't my main issue with it. It was when it was revealed, everything that happened, you know, the big whodunit aspect of it. Although this is horror, not a mystery, but we're going to leave it at that because I don't want to give away surprise endings or anything like that. I wasn't satisfied with the ending of the book. In fact, I thought it was kind of maybe unfair. The story was doing so great until we got to the end, and then it just kind of fizzled out for me. I just, not a fan of the ending. So, for that reason, I honestly don't know if I'm going to keep this book. Because if I could read, 80-90% of it again and then just close the book before the end. I don't like who the bad guy turned out to be. That's how I can say it. Because I've been trying to figure out how I can tell you all this without ruining anything. So we'll just say I don't like the bad guy. And I don't like the terms that everything ended under. So there we go. There's some intrigue for you. If you've read it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And if not, then you will once you read it. Because I do think this one is worth reading. I'm not the only one who had issues with the ending, but a lot of people really liked it the way it is. So, again, I might be on the outside for that. I have noticed here lately that I've really been loving books until I get to like this 75%. And then, my opinion seems to be tanking a lot lately. So I don't know if my expectations have gotten higher or if it's just the luck of the draw. But I found that I'm really excited for the book. And then, really? So, I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't think so. But it could be. So I think ultimately I'll end up giving this, it would have been probably 4 or 4.5 until the ending, but I think the end is going to have to drop it down to a 3. And if I really think about it and analyze it, then the ending would take it down even farther to a 2.5. So I don't know if I will keep this book or not. I think I will for now because I really liked it up to that point. So maybe on a reread, the end wouldn't bother me as much. We will see. We'll find out together what the fate of this book will end up being. So now I will say I did like the gifts. I found out my daughter was like, I showed her the shoestrings. She took the one with the skulls and she goes, I don't like the ones with the eyes. So this was the eyes. So she's using the other one for her Converse. She said her shoelaces broke, so it worked out perfect. And I do like the pillowcases in case you want a reminder. Hopefully I didn't just break my lantern. But I did like the pillowcases. And she was also saying, my daughter once again, that these could just be hung up as like a, wall art. And they wouldn't even have to go on a pillowcase. And she is right. The sign. Let's just find a home for it right now. There. It can go right there because tomorrow is Halloween and it'll be boxed up soon. And I absolutely love the lantern. I don't know if I mentioned, it's nice and sturdy. It's got some weight to it. As you heard when it fell. All right, so that was it. I'm really happy with both the spooky box and the sweet one that I just did the video for. So I think Once Upon a Book Club came through once again on their Halloween boxes, and I will be doing it again next year because I love these. It's so fun. I hope everyone has a scary and fun Halloween tonight. Next up, we'll have my TBR games I'll be doing and Just Spin It for November. So keep an eye out for that. Have fun, and I'll see you next time.